Hello to my Cancers. All right, Cancers, we have a video in the queue that's been kind of, processing. It's been processing. So if you get another video that goes up, then consider it as a bonus. It's been processing for over 24 hours. So I'm not sure what it's doing, but it's doing something. So, anywho, Cancers, hopefully you all had a great weekend. For those of you all who celebrate Easter or Resurrection Sunday, happy Easter, happy Resurrection Sunday if you all celebrate. If you're watching this video, it's probably on Monday, so happy Easter Monday or happy Resurrection Monday for those of you all who celebrate. We're gonna just dive right into your reading. Let's get right into it, Cancers. So let's get into it. So we are still in a cycle for those of you all who celebrate moon phases and those kind of things, who are learning about all those wonderful things. We had a full pink moon in Libra, right? So Libra rules 7th house, and 7th house, Libra is all about relationships, and Libra is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. The dark side of Venus is that it can be vain, vengeful, green with envy, right? So, and Libra is the justice card, right? So like healthy work-life balance. And so you want to make sure your life is balanced out, right? Within, right? So you don't want to be an enemy to yourself, or you don't want to create any enemies by not having a healthy work-life balance. So you want to make that connection of like, what is it that you can do to make sure you have a healthy work-life balance, so you're not making any enemies, like unknowingly making any enemies, because you're so tired you can't even see that you're making enemies, right? Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. So again, there's a video that's kind of trying to upload. It's been trying to upload, so it's processing. If it goes up, great. If it doesn't go up, don't even stress out over it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it, Cancers. Let's go. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal one, my information is down below in the description. So let's do it. Let's get into it, Cancers. Let's get into it. All right, let's do it. I love and accept myself. There we go. That's setting the tone for your overall reading. I love and accept myself. That's right. There we go. All right, let's get these cards together. I see that number at the bottom. This is the angel number. So yeah, we had a full pink moon. We had a full pink moon in Libra. So rose-colored glasses are off. Which really means by now you should know how to balance yourself out. Like if you know if you're overworked, or if you're, if you need to kind of sort of step it up and add a little bit more structure, to your personal or your professional life at this point, right? So even if you're retired, somebody knows how to add more structure in your personal or your professional life, right? So let's do it. Let's get it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards. 732. So this blue right here lets me know your this is throat chakra, right? So this is where the manifestation begins. So here we have 732. So shift reality. Luck is a mindset. So your angels want you to be ready for some lucky breaks headed your way, Cancers. Nice, right? So again, I'm talking to you wherever Cancer is in your birth chart. So get connected with your 4th house. Cancer rules 4th house. So when you are in a negative mindset, negative forces are attracted to reinforces. So however, when you feel lucky, forces that reinforce that luck, forces that reinforce that feeling come in. So take several pauses throughout the day to repeat the mantra, things always work out for me, and simply feel lucky. So as you're closing out cycles, speak it, right? Speak peace. So this number 7 lets me know you're closing out cycles because you're speaking peace. There's always a message in numbers as well, right? So you're learning how to speak peace into your life. That's what somebody's learning, how to close out cycles and speak peace into your life. Somebody's more in a peaceful mindset. In other words, somebody's learning how to really declutter. Somebody's really learning how to declutter and speak peace, into your life, okay? You love and accepting yourself. Somebody's learning how to part ways with anything and anybody that you realize maybe have added, some kind of, you may have been holding on to something, maybe like, you all are a sweetheart zodiac sign. Y'all know I say that all the time, right? But it's true. And you all are the mother and money sign of the zodiac. Not just paper and coins money, but like in terms of investing time into people, places, and things. And sometimes you may have invested too much time, right, into energies where it's just kind of like muddying your waters a little bit, Cancer. So when you get to that point where you realize you've invested so much time, maybe overstayed your time in other people's universe, where it has you stuck, that's 3 and 2 is 5, has you maybe stuck where you can't move to the next phase in your life where it's disrupting your peace, where you can't get to number 7, it's kind of holding you back from some things. Maybe it's time to, like, right, 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Maybe it's time for you to start speaking peace into your life. So maybe like speaking peace into your life. Number 3, right? Taking some kind of action to speak, like manifesting some kind of peace into your life. Let's get it. All right, here we go. Yeah, you don't want to get caught in their mirror. You don't want to do a destiny swap into their lives where you're going back to restricting yourself, right? Because you worked hard to come out of that portal of restricting yourself, right? You've already done that before. You've worked hard to see. This person is looking back at their former self. You've already restricted yourself. You used to be that person, right? This person is looking back at their former self. These restrictions aren't even, you were that person. You're no longer that person anymore, right? You're not in a karmic cycle, right? So that used to be you. You're not in that mirror anymore. You're not in that. You know who you are, right? You love and accept yourself. You know exactly who you are. So somebody made a decision. You love yourself. You're not in some kind of identity crisis where people can restrict you by talking to you any kind of way. You made a decision to use your sword. You're cutting you're using your sword properly. And you're getting some rest, making a decision and getting some rest. Yeah, shifting your reality. Yep. People didn't get away with whatever they may have said to or about you or did. You're keeping your vibrations high, closing out a cycle. Yeah, you're moving on. Yeah, you're moving on, keeping your vibrations high. So, and these are loved ones. These are loved ones. They may have said or did something, maybe hurtful to you. But you're getting some rest. You're letting something rest. You're shifting your reality. You love and accept yourself. Keeping your vibrations high. And rising above any kind of judgment. Because some people were obsessed with judging you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But you're getting some rest. And you're moving on. Yeah. Carefully vetting your thoughts when you're on your throne. You're not even overthinking something. Right? Yep. Somebody is moving. And I feel like somebody is very responsible. And Source has your back. Somebody is also a prayer warrior as well. You're a prayer warrior as well. And yeah, somebody is calmly moving through a storm in life. Here's the thing when I look at your cards here too, I feel like you may have been a bit of an overthinker too, right? You may be a bit of an overthinker. You created, here we have, it's the Ace of Cups here. You're learning how to protect what you created. Right? There looks like you and someone, it could be you and a spouse, you and a loved one. It could be, when I say you and a spouse, you and a partner. I'm going to say you and a partner, okay? I feel like you and somebody have a really, really big heart. This is what I'm seeing here, right? And that big heart could have been taken for granted. Really could have been taken for granted, right? To a point where y'all may have been such overgivers to a point, and this happens a lot. This is actually generational. This happens a lot of times in families. Just y'all, believe it or not, if y'all start reading comments, y'all will start seeing that y'all don't even have to. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Start not only under my videos, Cancer. Start reading, because I know a lot of people look at other videos. Start reading comments under Cancer videos, just in general. This you and somebody, this is more common than a lot of people realize. In a lot of people's families, this is Pluto. This is the outermost planet. That's why it's not, this is why it's not like immediately clear to a lot of people, right? This is Pluto. You're going through, you just broke a generational cycle, chain, or curse, okay? It's like going through generations of overgivers. Y'all know how y'all may have heard grandparents, great grandparents, or however far back you can remember, maybe your parents, is like complain about people in the family that take advantage of them, but they don't stop giving. Maybe you heard grandmother or grandparents, they babysit, but or complain about letting family members stay with them for a while. Matter of fact, I just heard this guy say something on Instagram about that. He said something about like letting family members stay with them, but then family members, take advantage of that, or like not like loaning family members money and they don't pay it back, and then have an attitude about it, or family members taking advantage of this or taking advantage of that, or a sense of entitlement, and they don't care if they put you in some kind of a situation or whatever. But that's what this is, and a lot of people go through that until you learn you can't do that, until there's a destiny swap. Literally, that's what a destiny swap is. Because somebody in your family wants your life. They don't care if they put you in their situation just as long as they're in yours. But the danger of that is that they don't know how to keep up, because you've actually earned it. They just want your life, right? So you have to rise above the judgment, because you've actually earned it, right? So when you come across people who want your life so bad, they will put you in a situation just to be where you are. Somebody has had to learn that, hey, even if it sets you back, and you have to learn that, okay, you've actually earned it. So you're going to get back to that, but you now learned it, right? You're a prayer warrior, right? Now you know that source has your back. So now when you say no, and those same energies say something hurtful, you know how to calmly move on. When they blankety blank, you are such and such and such and such blankety blank, you just know how to just calmly move on. You know how to calmly move on, right? You and your spouse know how to calmly move on, and that's what a lot of people have in common. They know how to sit on their throne, carefully vet their thoughts. They know how to calmly move on. So I'm seeing you create. I see you know how to protect what you create. And the same thing even with, like as far as your kids. When you tell your kids, hey, look, you're not going around certain people. You're not going around certain people. You can't go around certain loved ones. The definition of love is not the same as when your kids are complaining and kicking and hollering. And why can't I go around certain people? Because they've done something to hurt you. So like I said, their love language is not the same. In other words, you're protecting them as well, right? Even down to like, how certain neighbors, just certain people in general, you don't loan them. Y'all may see this like on, like if you watch sitcoms or some of them on TV, you don't loan certain people like your physical items, like certain family members, like you, oh, can I borrow such and such? because they're not going to take care of the same, they're not going to show it the same love that you would. Certain things that you have, certain physical items, like you, somebody may say, oh, can I borrow I don't know, whatever, can I borrow, I don't know, your flashcards, whatever, because they're not going to handle it with the same care that you would. And I'm just using that for an example. Can I borrow your book? Just like a book. Oh, I heard you said that was a really nice book. Can I read that book? They're not going to handle it with the same care. Y'all know what I'm saying, the whole point of what I'm saying. Whatever it is, anything that's yours, they're not going to handle it with the same care, right? And, oh, you think you better than whatever. Rise above the judgment. You get the point. You get the point. You get the point. You're just going to move on quietly. You're just going to move on quietly. They're not going to handle it with the same care. So you're shifting reality. Luck is a mindset. Oh, you're so lucky. You always get this and that. This is somebody. Here's the Ace of Pentacles here, right? Because some people really do think that you're lucky and that you didn't work hard for what you got, right? But you all, not only did you work hard for what you have, right? These energies also don't know that somebody is a prayer warrior. A lot of these energies don't know that you, while they were talking about people behind their back, you were praying for them behind their backs. They have no idea. None. Is the Ace of Pentacles here, right? So you have a whole new sense of worth, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you. You have a whole new sense of worth. So while they were talking about you behind your back and bullying your loved ones and saying that you know, all of this about you, so it's like they have no idea you were praying for them, rising above the judgment. So anyway, so you're shifting a reality now. You're shifting a reality, and this is what a lot of people have in common. A lot of people have in common. So those are the energies that you are connecting with and becoming enlightened about. Becoming enlightened about. Also, not only do you have a lot of love, a lot of ancestors around you, Cancer, you do have somebody has a spirit of a loved one who has transitioned over. And this is how you're making a loved one proud. You were specifically chosen to break this cycle, chain, and curse in your family. You, whoever's tuned in, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, but you were specifically chosen for this one. And Source had to specifically align you with other. So when you hear chosen ones, you were chosen for this particular task, whoever's tuned in, to align with other people who are chosen for that, right? Doesn't matter if you all, however you were chosen to align with other people who were chosen for the same generational curse chain, to break the same curse and chain, because y'all have the same type of family members who their presence when they walk in a room, y'all have the same kind of family member who transitioned. The presence of that particular family member is when they have such a strong but quiet presence that when that family member, when people enter the room, that person is very quiet, but they have a strong presence in the room. It's like a very commanding presence. It could be somebody's father, grandfather, uncle. They transition. They don't have to say much, but they're very structured and very authoritative. They don't have to say much. Probably in uniform when they were alive, but somehow just something about their presence made you feel very safe and very protected when they were alive. The baton was passed to you. The baton was passed to you. Something about your energy they knew. There's something about your energy, whether your sun or moon is a cardinal sign. So even for my cross watchers, you don't have to be a Cancer. Your sun or moon sign is a Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, or Aries. yours, whoever's watching, is your sun or moon sign. But they prayed over you. Yeah, they prayed over you. That you would always walk away from anything that didn't serve your highest purpose in life. Anything, walk out of any situation that, like, that you would have sense. That's the word that's coming to my mind right now. And I'm talking to men and women Cancers. That you would have the sense. I don't know why I'm hearing word God-given sense. Somebody. Somebody said God-given sense. But anyway, that you would have a sense to walk away from anything that did not, that where you felt like you were in danger, that was hurtful to you. That's how, because that's how valued and how loved you were. That no matter how many times you had to walk away from something, that if it hurt you, that you were always, that you knew who you were when you looked in the mirror. That those restrictions were never that tight, that you would never felt that restricted, that you would forget who you were when you looked in the mirror. Somebody said, don't you ever lose sleep. Don't lose sleep. Get back on that throne. Yeah. That's what somebody said. Somebody said, move on. Don't ever allow people to bully you. But somebody spoke over your life before you even knew what you was hearing. So that's what somebody spoke over your life. Love. That's what somebody spoke over your life. Rise above the judgment. So something was spoke over your life before you even realized what that was. It was like a love spell was being spoken over your life before you even knew what love was, for real. Before you knew what love was. So somebody has been hurt a lot. That's what this is. But somebody spoke so much love over you. It was almost like, when I look at your cards here, somebody spoke so much love. It's how can I word this? Somebody in your life. Now this is interesting because when somebody was little, there was somebody that was right behind you in your family that heard somebody speak so much love over you. They were jealous. It was like they were squinty eyes looking at you, almost like this. Somebody in your family was almost like, how did they get so much love spoken over them? Like this is a family member. That's how valued you were in the family. I'm telling y'all, I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody is never going to stay long in anything where you don't feel like you value, and you dealing with an energy. If you ever dealing with an energy Cancer where you feel like somebody is like throwing a temper tantrum and they're not, you don't feel protected in your personal or your professional life, you're not staying too long. You'll rise above the judgment, but you out, you deuces. You like, no, you went through too much. It's like somebody have been through. It's like you've gone through too many, like past lives, and you've been here before. You love and accept yourself too much. This you right here. This you. In every lifetime you come through like this. You like the one right here. This you. And that's how you make everybody feel. That's why you make everybody feel like this. Just like this. You make everybody that you come in contact feel like this. Because that's how you be, that's how people make, that's how you feel. That's how much love you felt, like this. That's why when you're not invited to stuff, it doesn't bother you, because you know how, you know who you are. Y'all see me shuffling the cards. I'm telling y'all, before I even pull this card out, I'm telling you, this is somebody was standing behind you listening to this. I mean, it's like literally whoever this person was before they transitioned, they made you feel like you just literally lit up their heart. And that's how you make people feel. So when people talk about you, it literally, when people talk about you, Cancer, I'm talking to men and women Cancers, and I don't want to just ramble on and on and on. I know y'all like hearing this, but when people talk about you all Cancers, it's with such it's almost like they can you all fill people up with so much love in their hearts. People do look, it's almost when people listen, they feel like people's eyes are squinted. Like that's where the jealousy comes in. It's almost literally like people is like, why are you speaking so highly of Cancers? And I'm talking to if your sun or moon is Cancer. People listen and they just sitting there going like, it's whether you dated people, whether you work with people. People talk about you with just such love in their hearts to a point like if you dated somebody, you broke up with somebody, it's almost like people are, like lions scratching over you, like they're in a jungle just, and people can't figure out for the life. But anyway, so Source is saying to you, what you're working on for yourself, what you're learning how to work on is overthinking your value in people's lives. That's what you're working on. That's what you're working on. You're working on your value in people's lives, because that's how much people really, really do love you. That's how much people do love you. So if you're wondering what some people are saying about you behind your back, you don't have to wonder. Love and accept yourself. You can rise above the judgment. Because luck really is a mindset. Y'all probably overgave people chances, for real. Create something new. You can go ahead and walk away from some energies. Because when people start talking about how much you all gave to certain people, people are looking at them like they wish they could switch places with them. You talking about destiny swap. They like, wait a minute, hold on. They gave you what? Cancer gave you what now? Hold on. Run that list back again. Like if you hired some people, they said, hold on. Cancer paid you what? Okay, wait a minute. How many chances Cancer gave you to cheat on them? Now wait a minute. Cancer let you live in their house and you ain't have to pay any bills? Wait 1 minute. Cancer paid for what? I don't even want to hear no more. Wait a minute. You really fumbled the ball. You must be super stupid. Like for real. Not you, Cancer. Talking about them. They want a destiny swap. Right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all can rise above the judgment. You can just go on about your life. I'm telling you. You just keep on going. Because that is how much y'all gave enough love for many lifetimes. For real. Even in some of y'all workplaces, some people wanted y'all out of some of your workplaces so bad, Cancers, that the people that replaced you all in some of your workplaces, like I said, same thing applies. Love and accept yourself. Don't even let the devil play tricks on your mind. Judgment is coming down on some people right now because they let the devil use them, and they wishing right now. They sitting back right now looking at themselves like, what in the world was I thinking? What was in... They had to be possessed. For real. They was possessed. Somebody was really possessed. They couldn't even see that. They couldn't even see. Yeah. So you can go ahead and test. You can just go ahead and... Yeah. They couldn't see that they were being used by their demons. Two energies was using them. Some people who were jealous of you was using, two people were using them. They couldn't even see it. They couldn't even see how good they had it. I'm telling you, because some people couldn't even see how good they had it until you moved on. I don't even know who these energies are, Cancer, but some people couldn't even see how good they had it until they moved on, because some people were jealous of you. They had somebody's head twisted on like a doll baby. But go ahead and thrive. Go ahead and thrive. Don't even look back. Just go ahead and thrive. They couldn't even see it. Somebody's hair getting ready to start getting thicker too. And stuff is ready to take off for you like a rocket. It's about to get fat. Stuff is about to get fat. I mean, it's about to take off for you. Your money getting ready to start growing faster. Everything is getting ready to start growing faster for you. Somebody was absolutely like, because at first, I don't know who I'm talking to, but at first you start thinking, okay, the devil got a hold of somebody. Somebody lost their mind. For real. You really start thinking somebody lost their mind. And devil got a hold of somebody. I honestly, because you all are an emotional sign. I feel like somebody may have cried. I feel like somebody may have cried because at that moment you thought, okay, the devil got a hold of somebody. And it wasn't you were crying, like you may have cried for somebody. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards. You may have cried for somebody. Yeah. Because at that point you saw something from a higher frequency. You were crying for somebody. It's like, okay, yeah. Because you already knew what was coming. You already knew judgment was coming down. You was like, okay, you could foresee it because you all are high priestess. You all are high priestess. You saw something from a high. You saw something from a high frequency. You already saw the downfall. You saw that something was overwhelming. You could already see something. Yeah. Yep. Yep, you could already see the tower. That's why you just went right into, you went straight into prayer warrior mode. Somebody went straight into prayer warrior mode. You just went into prayer warrior. Yeah. But you knew you weren't going back. You said you're not going backwards. You're not physically going back into war. That's when, okay, so to physically go backwards would be like you didn't learn anything, right? That's what prayer warrior mode is. So before, you would get up out of your bed, Cancers, and you would go race to physically go race to aid. Like that would mean like, okay, loved one going through something, you get in your car, you'd be like the Wizard of Oz, like the witch would get on a bike and be like going through the skies, with the music, right, with the hat on, with the green makeup on. Y'all remember the Wizard of Oz, right? Be flying through the air. No, you say a prayer, you trust source, go back to sleep, right? Go back to sleep. So yeah. Yeah, so something, you're at the end of something. Something has ended. Your prayers have been answered for something, right? But somebody has become enlightened. Somebody finally woke up out of something, but like I said, structured and authority. Somebody finally woke up. But like I said before, now they finally woke up. But you had some idea who was behind what, who was responsible for what. Yeah, somebody had some weird obsession with you. Two energy had weird obsessions with you. Who saw how you were structuring things and decided to try to so how how many sacrifices you made, wanted to attach themselves to the sacrifices that you made, and decided to try to lure you into something. I don't know who. Remember, this is. Let me pause right here for a second in your reading. Cancers, and I got to say this to everybody's reading. So you hear readers say, take what resonates with you, right? I got to say this because some people will take everything in a reading and make stuff up, right? Take what resonates with you takes what resonates with you or somebody that you know, right? That could mean your colleague. Could mean your colleague. So your colleague could come to work and say about one of their family members, somebody wanted their life. That's a destiny swap. Somebody wanted their life, right? They could come to work and say, hey, you know what? I can't believe my neighbor really wants my life. They don't know what I've been through. They would want my life. Every car I get, they want the same kind of car. I get a red car. They pull up with a red car. You know, I get green rims. They come up, they get green rims. They want the same life I have. I get my hair cut a certain way. They get their hair cut a certain way. Right? Destiny swap, right? They don't know what I've been through. That destiny swap, right? This reading could apply to them, right? So when you hear, readers say, like, share, comment, subscribe, if they watch tarot, that would be, oh, you could share the video with them. Okay, so back to the reading. So yeah, so this would be, people don't know what people already sacrificed. Yeah, people don't know what people sacrifice when they're in hermit mode, just to believe in, what they believed in, what they created. People don't know what they sacrificed already, what they've already sacrificed, and being able to rise above judgment, how they've been demonized to rise above judgment, for people to be obsessed with sacrificing them and their loved ones just to do a destiny swap. So that's what Source is trying to tell you is when people want your life and they don't know what you've gone through. Let's say because somebody's incredibly smart, obviously you all are smart sign anyway, to compete with somebody for for something. They see them as competition, so they ready to sacrifice somebody, jump into conclusions. Oh, I could just take something from somebody. All right. Take something from somebody, right? Somebody said they can just take somebody said they want your significant other, right? They want your partner, they want your significant other. They don't know what you had to go through. They don't know what you went through. They can just take your whole life. They don't know what you had to go through. You love and accept yourself. You love and accept yourself. Right? They don't know what you had to go through to have the life that you have, right? But like I said before, some people are sitting there right behind you, but that's what I'm saying here. You went through many lifetimes, and that's why when people leave your presence, and that's why I say on my channel, there is no one like you. There's no one like them. Nobody can be a better you. Looks like nobody can be a better them, right? So somebody wanted your life, all right. They got what they wanted, but it's not what they wanted, right? So the tower definitely fell on some people. So continue loving and accepting yourself. But yeah, like I said before, they wanted your life. That's what Source is saying to you. When you look back, you're not the one that's restricted at all. You have a new sense of self. You have a whole new sense of self, and you are very, very happy. You're very, very happy. So, very happy. Somebody just threw themselves into a whole karmic cycle, wanting to be you and somebody else. They threw themselves into a karmic cycle, unfortunately, wanting to be you and somebody else. So, oh well, be careful what you pray for. You just might get it. So, yikes. That's all I can say. Yep, because, because sources, because your wealth is increasing fast. Your wealth is increasing fast, Cancer. Not only that, Source did a whole restructure for you all. You're divinely protected. You and somebody are divinely protected, and Source is just doing a whole restructure. A whole restructure for you. You and somebody. All you need to do is protect it. Because now you know that once people are familiar with what you have and they want your life, Source is it's time to restructure. All you need to do is get around people who are clear, like people who are who don't mind, they don't gatekeep. That's all you need to do is get around people who don't gatekeep. People who have big hearts just like you are, who don't gatekeep. Not get away from shady people who are bullies. Get away from those energies. Yeah. So I definitely see you and somebody spending some alone time near water, just flushing out all of the, And I did put some information up on my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. Yeah, flow. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Yeah. To respond with calmness and peace. Somebody felt like they knew you weren't coming back. Two energies felt like since you weren't coming back, they felt like they had been to your house. They knew you were a hardworking person, and they were going to make somebody responsible for something. You know what this looks like? Jealousy. Just jealousy and envy. It's like it's just like your commitment is being tested. Your commitment is being tested. Just commitment to what you said you were going to do. As a very very nurturing energy. Like I said, you're very smart energy, and you're very structured and authoritative. You're a prayer warrior. Like I said, you really are a prayer warrior. You're I feel like somebody is something along the line. You're a leader, but I feel like somebody is a the first quarter moon we had was in your sign, Cancer, and somebody is a very compassionate leader. You're a very compassionate leader, and something about the way that you lead, see this right here? People almost feel like you give more time to some than others. Like people, something about your energy, this is what I was trying to pick up on. Something about your energy is almost like Source needs you to be, pick up on the emotions of others. Like more water, make sure your water is flushed out enough, Cancer. And I hope I'm not being, I know we already 45 minutes in, but I need y'all to really hit this part. Make sure your water is always full enough to pick up on the energies around you. When there's a group of people, pick up on everybody's energy enough to know where you're asking enough questions of everybody around, so that somebody is not bullied and made somebody is not sacrificed in the group. So if it's like, look, like if you the auntie or you the uncle of the group, or you're the manager of the group, that somebody is not made like the fall person of the group, because you got somebody in the group that's feel like, okay, they always left out of something, so they're gonna make somebody an example. They think it's all fun and games until it's something real bad or serious happens. Somebody end up losing their job because somebody thought, they gonna be mean spirited because somebody haven't dealt with some childhood mess, and somebody end up losing their house, their job, their spouse, their all of this because you got some mean-spirited bully on the team, or even worse, something crazy happened because somebody demons is raging out of control because somebody decided gonna be, do something crazy. Yeah, so because you just went along with the flow, you just say, okay, well, you know what, I'm just, Source told me to pay more attention to this one than this one. So it's like get more in Source's flow, but make sure your water is so full. You're saying, I say, Source, tell me exactly, you know, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss. See how much water right here in the ocean? You want to be ocean filled with water, not just a cup size, ocean filled. Like I want to go with Source's flow, but I want this much water, like ocean filled with water. Y'all see what I'm saying? My commitment is being tested, right? First quarter moon. Right, so first quarter moon, like I want to have that much water. So if it's halfway full, I want it to be filled up. I want it to be filled up to the brim. So if I'm being tested, if it's half, because first quarter is like the half of a moon, right? So I don't want to be halfway filled. I want it to be filled up like it's a new moon. So, I want it to be filled up, like a full moon, like full moon tested. So I'm fully aware, like full moon. Like it's fully illuminated, right? Fully illuminated, right? So I'm not missing a beat. So I don't know if I'm able to read whether it's coming from Source or like I'm not half and half. I want to be like fully aware. So I want to know if it's from Source or the devil. I don't want to be confused. I don't want to be confused as to what's coming from where. I want to know fully where it's coming from. So that's what I'm saying for you all. That's what I'm saying for you all. But yeah, your commitment is being tested as a very nurturing zodiac sign, right? From a very nurturing zodiac sign. So that's what I'm saying for you. That's what I'm saying for you. That's what I'm saying for you. So trust your feelings. There we go. You all are the I feel sign. So you are unique. Your destiny is waiting for you to write your story and pave your own path. Follow your heart. Don't let others dictate who you should be. Don't let others dictate who you should be. And don't let others dictate who you should be. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. Yeah. Somebody in your family was like right behind you, like eyes squinted up, like. Yeah. And I feel like somebody was I feel like somebody told you that too. I feel like somebody told you like when you was younger. I don't know who I'm talking to. Again, take only what resonates with you. Somebody has a family member that's around your age. They're young. I mean, they may be a few years older than you are, but they're around your age. That's always somebody told you that they were jealous of you when you were younger. They're around your age. But something, somebody really just felt like you was gone and never coming back. Something went off like real fast. Spark of life. Don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in you lives a spark of life that is undefeated and unbeatable. You can overcome everything. Your destiny depends on a spark of life. So yeah, somebody was obsessed. Somebody was really, really obsessed with sacrificing Um, these two energies, who in the beginning, there's still time to adjust or start over. Feel life freely, flowing freely through your being. All of your wishes can come true in the creative potential of a new beginning. Yeah. So something has been brewing in somebody's family for a long time. For a long time. Something is generational. Like somebody has just been waiting. But like I said before, and something has been, some kind of jealousy has been brewing in somebody's family for a long time. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah. Like, almost like every time something good happens for you, like something like people say, oh, Cancer, they are so lucky. Why are they get all the luck? They get all the luck. Why is it? Somebody couldn't wait for something to happen so they can pounce on, like a lion, like somebody just like a lion would just wait. They're just waiting to pounce on something. And it was probably somebody who you never, like you know how you hear a passing comment growing up maybe, and you just never. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, it's something like when you went into something like when, I don't know, because you all are hermits anyway. But it was something that was said. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out because I don't want to overthink this. I don't want to overthink this for somebody, but somebody was just obsessed. Like, this is an obsession. It was two energies were obsessed. Two energies were obsessed. Because I'm looking at, this is generational here, and I'm looking at the Tower card. This is Judgment, and this is the Tower card. But it was like two energies were obsessed with bringing judgment down on somebody. But it was like for something. But you're gonna find out something. You're gonna find out something. You're going to find out something, some information. You're gonna find out something about something. You're gonna find out some information about something. Something around the family. Something about the family, but it's something having to do with destiny swap, whether it's work family or blood relative family, but but whatever's hidden. The Judgment card is about an obsession, but so is the Tower card. It was hidden in there is obsession and death. But somebody got a bunch of drama going on. Jeez. But with all of this air here, that's what a lot of people have in common too. These karmic cycles, I'm telling y'all, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and close this reading out. If y'all start looking at, and I say this in a lot of my readings, if y'all start looking at the comments under people's videos, not just these videos, but other Cancer videos, y'all gonna see how much people have in common. Y'all gonna start seeing what, but in the midst of all of this, keep your vibrations high. Somebody has love and money coming across their path, right? Somebody also has a job coming across their path. Somebody could have a new job coming across their path. But I feel like in all of this, you have somebody's going to have this new sense of self-worth. You breaking some kind of a generational cycle, chain, and curse. Not only that, somebody is a prayer warrior. When you answer the call on your life, somebody is going to now start racing to people's aids from now on, because somebody has an incredibly huge heart. This right here. As far as loved ones are concerned, because some of y'all have given loved ones way too many chances. The reason why your prayers have been answered in so many times is because you've deposited so much goodness into the universe. This is like almost like the interest in that you put out so much goodness into the universe that this is like interest accrued on what you put out already into the universe. That's coming back to you while you were in hermit mode. While you were in hermit mode. If you can look at it from a higher frequency. But yeah, that's why when you look back, that's what Source is saying, shifting reality. Luck is a mindset. Somebody really had your back here and how much they loved you. And so somebody's going to really think, oh, this person, they so lucky. Here they go, they lucky again. It's not luck. That's why, like I said, you're going to justifiably cut these ties. Justifiably cut these ties. You're not looking back this time. You're not looking back. You're not looking back anymore. Yeah. Yeah, receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Yep, you're releasing. Yep, you and somebody going to be spending some alone time. But yeah, something was a long time coming. Something was a really long time coming. Somebody just, I'm telling you, Cancer and somebody have really, really big hearts. Y'all have really, really big hearts. And very responsible people. And something was totally not necessary. These same people, whoever these energies are, Cancer, if Source brought all the people forward that they have hurt, and they had to listen to all the people that they have hurt, being as obsessed as they were with how they are obsessively saying that you hurt them in some way, shape, form, or fashion, they would have all the excuses under the sun. So I don't know what this is all about, but like I said, luck is a mindset. Luck is a mindset. Somebody, whoever transitioned, and you have a lot of ancestors who transition over, had enough foresight before they transition to shower you in particular with a lot of love that carried you throughout many lifetimes. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. But you have a lot more. You've broken some kind of generational cycle, chain, or curse, so that you can continue thriving moving forward. So that's what I have for you. I'll see you all on the next video. So yeah, like I said before, you're going to be looking back and see how restricted you were overthinking this thing. Yeah, so that's what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.